Have you ever noticed how certain stories, separated by thousands of years and miles, seem to echo one another? Today, we're going to explore a fascinating parallel, a hidden resonance between two worlds that appear completely disconnected on the surface: the mysterious Rosicrucian Brotherhood of 17th century Europe and the sacred traditions of ancient Egypt. Now, to be clear, we're not claiming a direct historical lineage. What we're exploring instead is something deeper, a shared initiatory architecture, a way of preserving and revealing wisdom that transcends time and culture. Our journey begins with a foundational Rosicrucian text, the Fama Fraternitatis, and we'll compare its core motifs with the timeless spiritual language of the Nile Valley. Let us begin at the very heart of the Rosicrucian story, the discovery of the Tomb of Christian Rosenkreutz. This isn't just any tomb. It's a hidden crypt sealed for generations and rediscovered at a precise, almost predestined moment. Inside, there is no dust, no decay, no silence of death. Instead, we find an incorruptible body, surrounded by books and instruments of profound knowledge. What's so striking is this: Christian Rosenkreutz does not speak. He does not teach. He leaves no instructions. The revelation doesn't come through words. It comes through presence, through place, and through timing. Now let's step back thousands of years to ancient Egypt. What do we find there? We find crypts, especially in temples like Dendra and Edfu. These were not cellars, and they were not tombs in the modern sense. They were called the hidden place, or the place of beginnings. They house the most sacred objects, divine statues, ritual boats, cosmogony texts. These spaces were sealed, reserved, and accessible only to the highest initiates. In both traditions, the crypt is not a place of death. It is a womb of regeneration, a matrix where sacred knowledge is preserved, gestated, and protected until the right moment. It is the womb of knowledge, not its mausoleum. Now let's look at one of the most astonishing details in the Fama Fraternitatis. The Tomb of Christian Rosenkreutz is not dark. It is illuminated by an inner light, a hidden perpetual sun shining underground. No torch, no visible source, just light. This detail is often overlooked, but it is absolutely central to the story. Once again, Egypt provides a key. What happens to the sun god Ra at night? He doesn't vanish. He journeys through the Duat, the underworld, transforming into his nocturnal form, the sun of the night. This hidden sun is a source of illumination, but an invisible one, perceptible only to the gods and to the justified souls. Sacred texts like the Duat and the Book of Gates describe a light that shines within darkness, guiding consciousness through the unseen realms. The subterranean light in Rosenkreutz's tomb is a perfect echo of this midnight sun. In both traditions, this light symbolizes a profound truth, the light of consciousness, the light of Nosis that does not depend on the outer world. It's a light that awakens precisely where darkness seems complete. Within this miraculously lit space lies the body of Christian Rosenkreutz himself, perfectly preserved, untouched by time, and in his hands he holds a book. This image is not accidental. In Egypt, the supreme symbol of regeneration is Osiris, the god who is dismembered, reassembled, and reborn. He becomes the eternal king of the underworld, not as a ruler of death, but as a source of spiritual continuity. Mummification was never about clinging to the corpse. It was a sacred technology, a spiritual science designed to stabilize consciousness beyond physical dissolution. Seen through this lens, Christian Rosenkreutz assumes the role of a Christian Hermetic Osiris. He is not active in the world, yet he sustains it. He does not govern, yet he guarantees transmission. He has conquered death not to rule, but to preserve wisdom. And what about the book he holds? The Fama tells us it contains a wisdom beyond wisdom. It is not distributed. It is not explained. It is discovered at the right moment. In ancient Egypt, sacred texts were never meant for casual reading. The pyramid texts, the coffin texts, the Book of the Dead, these were operative keys, not just information. Their power depended not on reading, but on readiness. They were activated by ritual, initiation, and inner transformation. The book in Rosenkreutz's hand serves the same function. It does not teach. It reveals, but only to those who are prepared. The Fama Fraternitatis does more than describe a tomb. It calls for the emergence of a brotherhood. This fraternity is invisible, humble, and devoted to healing humanity and studying the secrets of nature without seeking power or recognition. Once again, Egypt offers a striking parallel. The Per-Ankh, the House of Life. The House of Life was not merely a school. It was a living institution, a temple of knowledge where priests, physicians, astronomers, and scribes were formed. Knowledge there was considered alive, sacred, dangerous if misused. It was transmitted discreetly, orally, and always in service of Mat, the principle of cosmic order and balance. In this light, the Rosicrucian ideal appears as a Western, Christianized reactivation of the very same model. So what truly unites the Rosicrucian myth and ancient Egypt? It is the understanding that wisdom moves in cycles. When humanity is ready, wisdom appears openly. When humanity is not, wisdom withdraws. It goes underground, into crypts, into tombs, into symbols, into silence. And when the time is right, it is not invented. It is rediscovered. The Rosicrucian myth that emerged in the 17th century fulfilled precisely this function. It acted as a textual crypt, preserving ancient wisdom in symbolic form until new seekers were ready to descend and see. In conclusion, the Rosicrucian narrative of the Fama Fraternitatis and the sacred traditions of ancient Egypt share the same initiatory structure. The crypt as a womb of rebirth, the hidden sun as inner illumination, the silent master who reveals without speaking, the invisible brotherhood devoted to the preservation of wisdom. The Rosicrucian tradition did not imitate Egypt. It reactivated the same eternal function, using the symbolic language of its own time. And perhaps the real question is not whether these traditions are connected, but whether we are ready to rediscover what they were designed to reveal. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the hidden architecture of wisdom. If this exploration resonated with you, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing your thoughts below. Until next time, keep seeking and learn to recognize the light, even when it shines underground.